The truth about whitetail deer farmers. Fact 1. The process of collecting deer urine is far more complex and strictly regulated than most people realize. Fact 2. Most scent companies don't even own a single deer. Fact 3. Most hunters have no idea where their scents come from. Fact 4. At Conquest Scents, we collect 100% real deer urine straight from the source. No gimmicks, no shortcuts. And in doing so, this brings us to Fact 5. Conquest Scents produces the #1 rated hunting scent, Ever Calm Deer Herd. Crafted from real deer bedding areas from our Michigan farm, the Ever Calm Deer Scents and Attractants releases a natural deer scent that deer recognize as familiar and safe, allowing hunters to smell like a herd of deer. And it all comes back to the deer farmer. Join us this week on Conquest 200 Life on a Deer Farm. This is Doug Roberts. He and his wife own Conquest Deer Farm and Conquest Scents. They are the makers of Ever Calm, Rutting Buck, and VS1. Hunters claim it's the best hunting scent that money can buy. Watch how they collect hunting scents and take care of hundreds of whitetail deer. Right here on Conquest 200. Conquest Scents Deer Farm is located in Davison, Michigan. Only a few major scent companies own their own whitetails, and Conquest Scents is one of them. These scent does have one purpose: to generate real scents and smells that hunters can trust in. Keeping a constant eye on the health and well-being of each deer is a monumental task. The moment the fawn is born, until a mature deer dies, the Conquest crew bears an emotional attachment to these whitetails. But in farming terms, these magnificent whitetails are the livelihood of Conquest Scents and considered livestock. Today marks the start of the antler cutting process.
You got to get antlers cut off because as their testosterone levels go up, they want to start fighting and play fighting with each other. And they're like teenage kids. They'll play fight thinking it's fun, we're not going to hurt each other, and somebody hits each other too hard and injures them, and then we end up losing a deer.
Pick them up, move them to the next pen, cut the antlers, worm them, reverse them, wake them back up.
We have our Outtech rep, Rob Comethy, loves to come down and help, and he's got the strength to do it.
I brought muscle for lifting, so I don't have to.
Fall is by far the busiest, but there's really not a downtime anymore on the deer farm.
Today, a long list of chores begin. For the next 2 months, a list of critical procedures need to take place before winter hits Davison, Michigan. First up on the list, de-antler all the 1.5-year-old bucks. Register all the fawns with ear tags. Select the next breeder bucks. Collect semen and artificial inseminate 52 does. All this while collecting VS1 and Ever Calm.
Understand, we're not shooting them to kill them. We're simply darting them in the front shoulder or the hind quarter is what we try to do. About 5, 6, 7 minutes, they get groggy, they lay down, and then they just go to sleep. And it's kind of funny because most of them snore. And that way we can just go up, we cover their eyes, tie them up, put them on a stretcher, cut the antlers off, check them over, make sure they're good. We always worm them. We'll normally medicate them. We'll give them some vitamins, boosters, and then we'll move them to the next pen where they have to go. And then we give them a shot that reverses that knockdown drug, and it wakes them right back up and they're back to normal. A lot of times in the fall, for Nate and I and anyone that's on the farm, we're working 12, 14, 16-hour days.
This segment was brought to you by Conquest Scents Ever Calm, voted the #1 best overall hunting scent. This segment is brought to you by the Conquest Scents Hunters Package. Using VS1 and EverCalm together is a deadly combination. The long dog days of summer are over, and the cool breeze indicates a change in the whitetail world. While hunters hit the woods, Conquest Scents Deer Farm begins their hardest tasks of the season. With a group of 1.5-year-old bucks tranquilized, the team works fast to do a full body inspection for any health issues, cut antlers, deworm, and give the reversal drug that will wake them up and get them back on their feet. The process of de-antlering bucks is to minimize injuries caused by fighting and to ensure they won't kill each other during rut season.
There's so much more into just selling deer scent than seeing something on a shelf. There's got to be a deer farm behind that. There's got to be deer behind that. And I don't know of any other scent company on the market today that can tell you that story.
In 2004, Doug and Karen Roberts started Border Crossing Labs. After receiving several calls for thinking they were selling Labrador puppies, they changed the name to Border Crossing Scents. For years, they advertised their hunting scents on the hunting channels until 9/11, when the name Border Crossing became more of a homeland security issue. The name was finally changed in 2012 to Conquest Scents. And for the past 13 seasons, Conquest Scents has been supplying hunters with the same exact scents that started it all: EverCalm Deer Herd and VS1.
After all these years of hard work and dedication and sacrifice for us and for our family and our farm, it's pretty exciting to see what God can do with a little idea when you give it to Him and follow His direction.
People trust the name of Conquest Scents because of the quality of the product, because we own our own deer. Sadly, there's a lot of scams that are going on, and you can fill a lot of bottles with anything. But when you go and find out what companies literally own their own deer and manufacture their own products, you're going to get a quality product that will work for you out in the field when you're hunting.
While working in the packaging area, Sierra, an employee at Conquest Scents, noticed a fawn lying still outside the window. She kept checking, but it hadn't moved.
So she's been there all day?
She's been there for a few hours.
Okay. We'll take a look at her.
So this is a pretty stressful time of year. Normally, on any given day, we might have 4 to 5 things we have to get done, and it seems like we're doing them all at once. And it only takes one little thing that could throw the entire course of our planned day in a completely different direction.
No idea why. But you have deer, you're going to have some deer that die. Good sized fawn. Mom may have stopped feeding it. Everyone wants answers, there's no answers, but definitely been here for the day. Well.
The health and well-being of the animals that are alive and healthy now become the focus. With tranquilized bucks on the ground, the team heads back to the 1-year-old pen to finish cutting antlers.
And now the farm kicks into high gear. We're collecting VS1 and we're collecting EverCalm, so we've doubled the collection processes of what we're doing, and now the bucks are shedding out. It's good to have somebody like Nate that can take a lot of the certain things off my plate. Karen has her employees inside that are able to take certain things off of her plate and helps us focus. We're working with deer every single day in some facet. I always say I'm not as stressed now as I used to be when I was younger. I don't think my stress level goes up, but everyone around here goes, oh, Doug just got really intense.
Cut their antlers off. We usually worm them at that point, check their feet, make sure they don't have any foot injuries, any injuries anywhere else on their body. If they're good to go, we'll untie them and get them reversed.
But the day is not finished yet. They still have to move a group of scent does into the facility, and then first thing in the morning, the plan is to dart the biggest buck on the farm. Wilhelm. Did you know rutting buck is a competition scent? Make your own mock scrape with rutting buck directly in front of your stand. Dominant bucks will begin to take over that scrape as a sign of dominance, best used in pre-rut, rut, and post-rut. This week's product highlight is brought to you by the Conquest Scents Rope Scrape Kit. The kit comes with a 3-foot sisal rope, 2 zip ties, and a stick of Evercalm deer scent. The perfect setup to draw in big bucks this season.
On this one, I zip tied a loop at the top of the rope, and that way I can slide it over, I can hang it on any type of branch. Now we're bringing all the deer in our area to one spot, and they're all kind of lined up in the perfect position for your camera, for does and bucks of all ages. Then once the season comes, it becomes literally a licking branch over mock scrapes or active scrapes in your hunting area. And again, it sets it up for a perfect shot if it's right in front of your tree stand or your hunting blind. Look for it at conquestscents.com or at your local sporting goods store this fall.
You're watching Conquest 200, Life on a Family Deer Farm. Day 1 of cutting antlers is in the books. The process of de-antlering bucks is a critical procedure. This ensures the safety of all the whitetails on the Conquest Scents Deer Farm. The workload never ends this time of year. Farm chores are carried out with one mission: provide hunters with the freshest hunting scents possible, delivering fresh deer smells, straight from the Conquest Scents Deer Farm, and directly to the consumer. Today, Doug Roberts and Nate Walton are running a group of scent does for the process of synchronized cycle technology. The end product is called VS1, and it's made from 100% estrus urine and vaginal secretions.
We're gonna pull the cedar, we're gonna give them the shot, and then literally 2 days later, they're in full heat.
Okay, here we go.
That's when we pull them in and we collect the urine and vaginal secretions from them, mix that together, and that goes over to the facility, and that gets bottled or packaged into the stick formula and processed through.
Synchronized cycle technology.
Here we go. So within a 5-day period, from the collection process to the process of what the hunter will get to take out into the field, it's the freshest it can be. No other company can do it that quick because they have to buy the urines and have it trucked into a facility and then have the bottles filled. We do it within a 4 or 5 day process, all on the farm. But the second morning now, we're gonna go out and literally have to dart the largest breeder buck on the farm, Wilhelm. So what I did the night before is I opened up the gate to the back of his pen with all of his does and all of the fawns. He's in a breed pen, pen 1. And there's a runway behind pen 1, 2, and 3 that they like to go out into, and I let them go out in there all night long. So when we come the next morning, what we're able to do is go into pen 1 with a couple 4-wheelers and just move all the deer back towards that gate, and they all ran out and we closed it. Now they're out of the pen, and we have them in a runway system that we can get them all the way up to the barn that has a handling facility in it. But before we do that, we have to tranquilize Wilhelm in that back runway.
It's always a little nerve-wracking darting one of the bigger bucks on the farm. But he's 3.5, so when you see him, kind of put it in perspective, he's only 3.5.
Turn, there you go. So on each end are gates, and the one to the west end is tarped. So I put Nate behind that. We started moving those deer, just getting closer and closer, and they kept going closer and closer to Nate until Wilhelm got close enough where he could tranquilize him, hit him with a dart. And you can see kind of all the deer jump because of the pop of the gun.
So I was able to get a good clean hit on Wilhelm, and I'm pretty confident that he's going to go down with just one dart.
Good shot. You can see the dart in the base of his neck, which is perfect. Now we let him go to sleep. There's no stress, so he wasn't running around getting heated up. He'll wake back up in his pen with a couple does and be like, "What up?"
It's always exciting to get hands on the breeder buck, especially the big ones. Wilhelm's 3.5 years old. I don't even know how 29 scoreable points, but he's got that big, wide-looking frame. That's what we're looking to grow here on Conquest Deer Farm, is that typical look with extras. And he fits the bill to a T.
You can now order real deer scents directly from the Conquest Scents family-owned deer farm. Head over to conquestscents.com to purchase real deer scents for your next hunt. Save money with our scent packages. We have combined our most popular scents in specially discounted packages. They are exclusively sold right here at conquestscents.com. This segment is brought to you by the Conquest Scents Hunters Package. Using VS1 and EverCalm together is a deadly combination.
What's that?
Barn all set up.
Yep, I did that this morning. So, Rob, up on. And
So we're gonna go out and we're actually gonna try to go up and sneak up on Wilhelm, get him tied up. It's always exciting to get hands on the breeder buck, especially the big ones.
Wilhelm is a 3-year-old breeder buck on the Conquest Scents deer farm. He has been tranquilized for a health inspection and will soon be moved to his new pen. Afterward, his does and fawns will be brought to the handling facility to begin the tagging process.
I know walking up on that beast that they've watched from afar in the pen, to be that up close to him, to touch him, to look at the antlers up close. What an accomplishment to raise this animal to be the majestic star that he has become on our farm. It's a really kind of a holy moment because he's become such an icon on the farm for the last year, watching him. And I know that they want to look him over, make sure everything's perfect on him, and just take that moment to relish in it and go, wow, wow, what an appreciation for this incredible species called the whitetail deer.
But then we got to get him woke up, make sure he's happy in that pen, and then get back up there to get those does and get them taken care of, to get him back out there with him so he has some company.
Conquest Scents and Conquest Deer Farm have grown together through over 20 years of dedication, innovation, and faith. Built on hard work, strong values, and a commitment to following a greater purpose.
Even though we had good plans for deer farming, God has great plans. We did a lot of praying, made a lot of mistakes, but we listened to the prompting of God's Holy Spirit. And even to this day, as big as it's grown beyond my dreams, it's still the nature, the essence is small company compared to huge corporate America. We're a family-ran farm still. We're the same size farm we were then. Yeah, we have more employees and we have bigger orders, but it's still the same foundation of God and family and hard work.
That's what hasn't changed. We're still just Doug and Karen Roberts with our kids and grandkids on a farm, collecting the scents, taking care of the animals that we're responsible for, and enjoying the simple life.
but we also have the freedom to believe in a higher power that got us where we are, and we'll never take the credit for that. That's to God be the glory for that.
The day is far from over. Now the team must carefully move Wilhelm's does and fawns into the facility for the tagging process.
What's that?
Got past you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just gonna let them, when I get them to turn, then I'm gonna go.
Each animal will undergo a thorough inspection. The mothers will then be released back into Wilhelm's pen. But for the fawns, everything changes. They'll be separated from their mothers, divided by gender, and begin a new chapter of life on the Conquest Scents family deer farm.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, little one. Close it! Close it! Close it! Close it!